Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is the first video of learning web development. I'm your host Tyrone. I'm going to be teaching you web development from start, from beginner basically all the way up to advanced level. Teach you what type of syntax you're going to be using, what computer languages we're going to be developing, and which also teaching step by step how to do it. Again, you don't need to have learned IT or web development in previous past. This is from scratch, so anyone can learn this basically. Every week I'll be uploading new videos. So if you've reached to the end of this particular series, unless I've said this is the complete full learning web development course, then obviously there will be another video the week after. Also, please let me know if you want to learn something additional regarding web development, and I'll look into the comments and see if we can do this. But before we actually start get into the web development, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking the link below or the button below, depending on where you're watching this, if it's YouTube or on my website. If you want us to talk about a subject, as I mentioned before, that we've touched upon, please leave a comment below and I'll be able to review them and get back to you. Like our videos, the more likes and subscribers we get, the more I'll be able to create these videos for you and create more content. So more likes, more videos to our videos, more comments, more subscribers means more content for you guys. And also, again, let us know if there's any other subjects you're interested in regarding IT development, and I'll look into developing it. I know a lot of different coding, computer languages and syntaxes, so yeah, just let us know. So before we get into it, I would just like to say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy. So let's get into this. Learning web development. So just before we get into learning web development, we'll just let you know that all our courses and YouTube videos and channels are associated in conjunction with Software Everything Limited. So to start off with web development. Web development we're gonna go on from is HTML. So that's the start of when you talk about web development. HTML is the basic syntax for web development, and HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So I'm just going to basically tell you about like the ins and outs of what we're going to be developing, what languages we're going to be using, and what they mean, and then actually show you how to develop it step by step. So HTML describes HTML describes the structure of a web page. So basically, when you see a web page, it's basically saying this is a HTML structure basically. What's next? HTML elements tell the browser how to display the content. So whatever's inside the HTML is what is telling the browser to display. So the browser, the internet browser basically, will look at the HTML file and say, okay, what should I show? And inside the HTML will state elements and content to show on the screen. HTML elements are represented by tags. So tags are the makeup language of HTML, and it basically, again, allows you to put content and text inside of it to display on the screen. So HTML tags are elements represented by tags. So what do we mean by this? What are tags? So tags are basically created by these less than and greater than signs. So we'll show you an example. So you see here, we have a P tag, we have a H tag with an I tag. We'll go into these more in a minute to describe or tell you what these are used for, but this is an example basically of a tag. What's next? So proper HTML tag defines an open and close tag, defined with a forward slash. For example, as you can see, you have the P tag and it's closed by this forward slash. This here we have a BR tag and it's closed with this forward slash. It's very common to do this, and it's also used to format your web development coding in a more efficient way, basically. Without these backslashes, it means that the tag is open, and it can cause issues with how your page looks, basically. So best practice is always make sure that you have a open and close tag. Yeah, and this also represents an open and close tag. It's just it hasn't got another tag here. It's just got one tag with the and tag symbol, basically. So this is what we talk about when we talk about HTML tags or elements. So now we've done this, let's get to it. So we're gonna start off with basically how to get started with web development. But before you start coding, you actually need to be coding it on a particular program. You can do it on Sublime. What's it called? Notepad or Note plus plus or text file. But for me, the best program to use is Sublime Text. So we just go into Google, type in Sublime Text. It normally comes up as free, Sublime Text free, which is the version. Click on this, and you just basically go to the download the latest version. It's just for free, so you can go to it, download it, and once you download it to your computer, whatever one it is, Windows or Mac. So Windows is this one, Mac is this one, or if you have 64-bit, it's this one. Yeah, you just download it, it's for free, and then once you're there, you open it, and it opens to something like this. So what this is basically is just a program that allows you to code in any particular computer syntax. Right now, we're going to be coding in HTML. So for example, let's go back to what I showed you before. So this is a p tag. So what a p tag is basically, it means a paragraph. So you can write text and things inside of this. So for example, this is my demo. And so what you're going to do now is click on save, or for me, I can do Command S, which is a shortcut, and it saves it basically. So it saves it as let's say demo, call it demo test or web demo. Let's call it web demo. And then you have to put .html. The reason why you put .html at the end is so that the file formats to a .html. If you don't put .html, then this doesn't create a web page, basically. It doesn't create a HTML file. So you click save, and now you can see it's changed color. Can you see this? The P is now lit up. And now what we can do now, if you just scroll down, if you go to your actual page, so you go to file, go to open, you go to your web demo page and you double click it, what's going to happen is, let's just do that again. Let's minimize this, bring this over here. Let's just do that again. Open. Oh, sorry. If you go to your file, sorry, so you need to go to your, don't open it from here. You go to the actual file that you're in, to that particular file that you was at. Because if you try to open it, it will just open the file. It won't actually open the, to edit it, it won't actually open the file. So what it's going to do, so you go to web development here. So here you can see my web demo here. I'm just highlighting it here. If I double click this now, what's it going to do? It's going to open a web page. So you can see this is the internet, as you can see. And you can see this is my demo. So this is actually a web page. This is not live. This is just on your local machine. So this is almost like a test demo, a test web page before you can actually put it live. So whatever you do, don't worry. This won't go live. This is literally on your computer. you can only see it on your computer, on your internet browser. So for example, if I change this, I can do changes to this doc this file. And again, let me just do this. Nothing's happened. I haven't saved it or anything. So refresh is still like this. Only when I go to save this, click on save again, then I refresh. Now you can see more text. You see, this is it being updated. Again, you can add other tags. So let me do this. So what's good about this Sublime text? If you try to start off with, for example, let's do H2. When it has a H tag, because it knows you're trying to create a H tag, if you click it, it automatically creates the tag for you. So this is again why Sublime Text is also a good application to build, because it helps you out. So what's H1? What does that mean? H1 basically means header, which is your big massive header. It has basic CSS styling to it, so you don't have to do anything. So for example, this is my header. And what I'm going to do now is click Command S, or you can do, I think it's Alt S or whatever it is for Windows. It's basically, I'm going to save this now. So I've saved it, do the shortcut way. And now, if you refresh, you see this is my header. You see? What you can do, you can copy and paste this. Copy and paste it above. Click save. Refresh the page. You can see it's above it now. You see? So what this one other thing you need to understand is the internet reads your HTML file from top to bottom. So if I put some text, random text here, click save, it's going to appear on the bottom. If I put it in between the P and the H1 and the P tags, so I put some random stuff here, click save. Whenever this comes up, you don't need to purchase it. You can just click cancel. Again, just click save. You see, it's in the middle now. So again, your content's going to be read from top to bottom. So that's just the basics of creating, starting off with a web page. But this is not the correct way to actually create a web page. So let me just remove this, and I'll get into, oh, my battery's running now. I'll get into actually describing the best practices for developing a web page. So what you have to start off with is doc type to HTML. Then you say I forget HTML. Yeah. Oh, it's done it for me. Oh, that is great. It's even done it for me. So let me describe what's going on now here. So the doc type is basically indicating to the browser, which is the internet browser, that this file is a HTML file. It is a web page basically. It also helps, what tells the browser is a HTML file is also that the .html extension as well. So again, what else can we see? We can see that there is a HTML tag, and the HTML tag indicates that basically that this, whatever's inside of this, inside the HTML tag, is basically what's going to be shown on the screen. So this is part of the document. And oh, let me just undo that. So and so the header tag, So you can see the header tag. We can indicate this basic is for metadata. Metadata is basically information about that particular page, like the title, the author, external scripts that you can add. But we'll go into the header section more later. But it's basically the ability to add additional information about your page. Then you have the body. The body is where all your content is. This body indicates what is shown on the screen. So again, if we just save this, there's nothing, it's blank. But if we put stuff in the body like this, click save, again it appears. So again, everything should be put inside the body. So again, if we put the P tag, this is my demo, click save, you can see this is how it should be. Again, what you're supposed to do as well is indent. So what we mean by indent is if this is the open and close tag, you put another tag inside. You see this tag is inside the body tag. This should be indented, meaning it should go inwards once. And the reason why you do that is because you can have loads of different tags inside of here, and you need to understand where, for example, like this, you need to understand where it starts and where it ends. And it's just a good way. You can see both the P tags, both the P and the H1 tag is in the body. But if it was like this, it's hard to see where the what's inside the body tag and what's, because you could have so much more. You can have so much more tags like this, and you won't know where it starts and where it ends. But if everything's like this, indented, you can see all of this is inside the body tag, for example. You see, and so on. And you can continue to have loads of other tags inside other tags. It could be endless, and most likely it will be endless once you get to the advanced stage. So it's always good to indent the code that you're doing. If a tag's going inside another tag, make sure you pull it inwards. It's called indenting. Okay. So this is the end of this lesson. The next lesson we're going to go into more depth into understanding all the different tags that there are. Well, the basic HTML tags that there are more newer advanced HTML5 tags, but we won't get into this early stages. We'll just go into HTML tags for the next lesson. So all the different ones that we're going to cover and what they're used for. And again, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or this particular channel by the link or button below, and like the video, and also leave a comment, and we'll reply back to you as well. Thank you and have a good day.